The massive alien ship appeared near Earth's orbit without warning. It was 10 times bigger than any human space station, with smooth silver walls and glowing blue lights. Inside Space Station Unity, Admiral Lisa Chen watched the ship through the large window. She had been waiting for this moment her whole life. "They're here," she said to General Jake Martinez, who stood beside her. "The Galactic Council finally decided to visit us." Jake nodded. His hands were steady, but his eyes showed excitement. 20 years since we discovered we weren't alone. 20 years of sending messages. And now they come. The alien ship sent a message. A deep voice spoke through the station speakers. "Humans of Earth, we are the Galactic Council. We come in peace. Prepare to receive our delegation." Lisa turned to her team. "Everyone to positions. Remember your training. Stay calm. Stay professional." She straightened her uniform and checked her badge. First contact with aliens. This would change everything. A small shuttle left the big ship and moved toward the station. It looked like a drop of liquid metal floating through space. The shuttle connected to the station's docking port with a soft hum. The airlock opened. 3 aliens walked into the station. They moved with confidence, like they owned the place. The first alien was tall, made of what looked like living crystal. Its body caught the light and threw rainbow colors on the walls. This was Ambassador Zixtar of the Crystalline Empire. It moved smoothly, almost floating. The second alien had many arms and gray-green skin. Its eyes were black and shiny like marbles. This was Commander Vector of the Vorthan Fleet. Its many arms moved constantly, like it was always ready to grab something. The third alien looked more like a human, but had blue skin and silver hair. This was Captain Nexera of the Nexari Dominion. It studied everything with cold, calculating eyes. "Welcome to Space Station Unity," Lisa said. She held out her hand, then pulled it back. Did aliens shake hands? "I am Admiral Lisa Chen, representing Earth and humanity." Zixtar's crystal body made a sound like wind chimes. "We know your customs, Admiral." It formed something like a hand and shook hers. Its touch felt cool and smooth. "I am Ambassador Zixtar. We bring greetings from 200 worlds." Lisa led them to the conference room. Human guards stood at attention along the walls. They carried standard rifles, the same kind humans had used for space security for 50 years. The weapons used magnetic fields to fire metal slugs at high speed. Simple but reliable. Commander Vector noticed the guards and made a strange sound. Its translator turned it into laughter. "Still using projectile weapons? How quaint." The other aliens looked at the human guards. Captain Nexera spoke to Vector in their own language. The translator caught some words: primitive and museum pieces. Jake's jaw tightened, but Lisa touched his arm. "Stay calm." They entered the conference room. One wall was all window, showing Earth below. The blue planet turned slowly, white clouds swirling over brown and green land. "Beautiful world," Zixtar said. But its tone suggested it was being polite, like an adult praising a child's drawing. They sat around the oval table. The aliens' chairs adjusted automatically to their different body shapes. Human technology might be simple, but it worked. "We have waited long to meet you," Lisa began. "Humanity is ready to join the galactic community." "Perhaps," Zixtar said. The word hung in the air like a challenge. "The Council must first evaluate your readiness, your technology, your military capabilities, your culture. We have standards." Vector leaned forward. "We've seen your broadcasts, your ships, your weapons." All its arms moved in what might have been a shrug. "You have far to go." Lisa kept her face neutral. Inside, she felt fire. These aliens thought humans were children playing with toys. They had no idea what humans could do when pushed. "We're ready for your evaluation," she said simply. The first meeting of humans and a galactic council had begun. Neither side knew it yet, But everything was about to change. The demonstration chamber was the largest room on Space Station Unity. It had high ceilings and thick walls designed to contain weapon tests. Dr. Emma Rodriguez stood near the control panel, checking her tablet one last time. She had worked 30 years for this moment. Everything ready? Lisa asked as she entered with the alien delegation. Emma nodded. Yes, Admiral. We've prepared a full display of our defensive capabilities. The aliens spread out in the viewing area. Their faces showed polite interest, like adults watching children perform in a school play. Commander Vector's many arms folded across its chest. Captain Nexera pulled out a strange device and began recording. Please begin, Ambassador Zixtar said. Its crystal body reflected the bright lights of the chamber. Emma stepped forward. Humanity has developed various weapons systems for space defense. We'll start with our primary kinetic weapons. She pressed a button on her tablet. A panel in the wall opened. A large railgun extended into view. It was dark metal with copper coils wrapped around the barrel. Blue electricity sparked along its length. This is our Mark 7 railgun, Emma explained. It uses magnetic fields to launch projectiles at 20 kilometers per second. She activated the weapon. With a sharp crack, it fired at a target dummy across the chamber. The metal slug hit with explosive force, shattering the target into pieces. The aliens watched without expression. Then Vector made that strange laughing sound again. 20 kilometers per second. Our civilian mining equipment moves faster. Emma's cheeks turned red, but she continued. Next, we have our mass driver systems. Another panel opened, revealing a larger weapon. These can launch heavier projectiles for ship-to-ship combat. The mass driver fired. A chunk of metal the size of a basketball smashed through 3 reinforced barriers before stopping. The sound echoed through the chamber. Captain Nexera spoke to the other aliens in their language. The translator picked up words like obsolete and historical curiosity. Emma's hands shook slightly as she moved to the next display. Our missile systems use advanced guidance and multiple warhead configurations. A holographic display showed various missiles. Some were long and thin, others short and wide. The demonstration launched a virtual missile that split into dozens of smaller warheads, each tracking the different target. Chemical propulsion. Zixtar's tone was almost pitying. And physical warheads. Dear humans, the galaxy moved beyond such things millennia ago. Vector pulled out its own device. A hologram appeared showing a sleek alien weapon. This is a standard Vorthin plasma cannon. One shot can vaporize a small moon. The hologram showed a purple beam cutting through an asteroid field, turning rocks to gas instantly. Captain Nexera added its own display. Nexeri quantum disruptors break molecular bonds at the subatomic level. The hologram showed a ship simply disappearing, every atom scattered to space. Emma swallowed hard. We also have nuclear weapons. Nuclear fission. Fusion. Zixtar waved a crystalline hand dismissively. Child's play. We harness the power of collapsing stars. General Jake Martinez stepped forward. His face was calm, but his eyes were hard. Our weapons may seem simple, but they're effective. Against what? Vector asked. Other humans. These toys couldn't scratch our shields. It projected another hologram. An energy barrier surrounded an alien ship. Missiles, projectiles, even nuclear explosions hit the shield and vanish without effect. Our defensive systems adapt to any attack, Nexera explained. Energy weapons, kinetic weapons, radiation weapons. Our shields learn and counter them all. Emma looked at her tablet full of weapon specifications. Everything humanity had built, everything they were proud of. These aliens saw as toys. She felt small, like a child showing crayon drawings to professional artists. But Jake caught her eye and winked. Emma saw Lisa nod slightly. They had expected this. Humans knew their technology looked primitive. That was exactly what they wanted the aliens to think. Thank you for the demonstration. Zixstar said. Most educational. Perhaps in a few thousand years, humanity will develop real weapons. The aliens turned to leave the chamber, already dismissing what they had seen. They didn't notice the small smile on Jake's face or the determined look in Lisa's eyes. The game had only begun. The meeting room felt different now. The aliens sat with the confidence of teachers about to give a simple lesson to slow students. Ambassador Zixstar's crystal form glowed brighter, as if powered by superiority. "We have a proposal," Zixstar said. Its voice sounded like music played on glass, a friendly demonstration, a learning opportunity for humanity. Lisa leaned forward. "What kind of demonstration?" "Combat exercises," Commander Vector said. All its arms moved with excitement. "Your best ship against one of ours. Don't worry, we'll use training protocols. No real damage." Captain Nexera smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. "We could even limit our systems to 10% power. To make it fair." The insult was clear. 10% power. They thought humans were so weak that aliens needed to use only a fraction of their strength. Jake's fist clenched under the table. "You want to test our weapons against your defenses." "Educational purposes only," Zixstar said. "To show you the real level of galactic technology. Help you understand what you need to achieve." Lisa and Jake exchanged looks. They had prepared for something like this. Humanity's real capabilities were still secret. This was the perfect chance. "We accept," Lisa said calmly. The aliens seemed surprised. They had expected fear or excuses. "Excellent." Zixstar recovered quickly. "When would you like to schedule this lesson?" 3 days, Jake said. "We'll need time to prepare a ship." Vector laughed again. "Take a week if you need. The result will be the same." They discussed details. The test would happen in the asteroid field beyond Mars, far from Earth, safe from any accidents. The aliens would use a small patrol craft called Supremacy's Pride. The name itself was an insult. "What ship will you use?" Nexera asked. "The U.S. Defiance," Jake answered. "Captain Sam Cooper commands her. One of our newest ships." "Defiance," Zixstar repeated. "Interesting name, though perhaps optimistic." The meeting ended. The aliens left looking pleased with themselves. They thought they were being generous teachers sharing wisdom with primitive students. When they were gone, Lisa turned to her team. "Contact Captain Cooper. Tell him to prepare." Emma spoke up. "They expect us to lose badly." "Good," Jake said. "Let them expect that." 2 hours later, Captain Sam Cooper sat in his ready room aboard the Defiance. He was 45, with gray touching his brown hair. His blue eyes read the message from Admiral Chen for the 3rd time. His door chimed. "Enter." Lieutenant Maria Gonzalez walked in. She was his weapons officer, young but brilliant. "You wanted to see me, Captain. We've been chosen for a special mission." Sam showed her the message. "Combat demonstration against an alien ship." Maria read quickly. Her eyes widened. "They think we'll lose." "They're certain of it." Sam stood and looked out his window at the stars. "What do you think?" "I think they don't know humans very well, sir." Sam smiled. "Get the department heads. We have planning to do." Within an hour, the Defiance's senior staff gathered. Chief Engineer Paul Jackson, a tall man with scarred hands from years of work. Tactical Officer Ryan Lee, whose quiet voice hid a sharp mind. Communications Officer Kate Brown, who never missed a detail. "Here's the situation," Sam began. He explained the challenge, the aliens' attitude, their certainty of human weakness. "They use energy shields," Paul said. "Nearly perfect defense against standard attacks." "Nearly perfect," Ryan repeated. "Nothing is perfect." Maria pulled up the recordings from the aliens' demonstration. They watched the shield effects again. "Look here," she pointed. "The shield pulses. There's a rhythm." "Everything has a weakness," Sam said. "We just need to find it." They worked through the night. Ideas flew across the table. Some were crazy, some brilliant. They studied every frame of alien technology, every word the aliens had said. By morning, they had a plan. It wasn't normal. It wasn't what any military manual would suggest. It was completely human. Sam looked at his tired but determined crew. They want to teach us a lesson about real weapons. He smiled. Let's teach them about human creativity. The Defiance began its preparations. In 3 days, the galaxy would learn why humans survived and thrived on a dangerous world. The Defiance floated in space dock as crews worked around the clock. Sparks flew from welding torches. Engineers crawled through access tubes. The ship looked the same from outside, but inside, everything was changing. Captain Cooper stood in the modified weapons bay with Maria Gonzalez. She pointed at the new equipment being installed. We're not trying to match their power. We're going around it. Like water around a rock, Sam said. I like it. Maria showed him a modified railgun. We changed the firing pattern. Instead of one large projectile, it fires thousands of small ones. Each piece is individually targeted. Chief Jackson climbed out of a maintenance shaft. His uniform was stained with grease. The engines are ready. We can superheat debris to nearly 10,000 degrees. Instant plasma weapons from any rock we find. Rock beats laser. Sam laughed. Oldest game in the book. In the tactical center, Ryan Lee worked with his team. Holographic displays showed the asteroid field. Red dots marked firing positions. Blue lines showed escape routes. We can't win through strength, Ryan explained. So we use the environment. Make the battlefield work for us. Kate Brown studied alien shield frequencies. Their shields pulse every 0.7 seconds, like a heartbeat, very regular. Regular means predictable, Sam noted. Predictable means vulnerable. The team worked without rest. They studied every record of alien technology. They ran simulations hundreds of times. Each failure taught them something new. Dr. Emma Rodriguez arrived from Earth with special equipment. The aliens showed us their shield technology. Big mistake. We found the resonance frequency. She held up a modified wardhead. This creates vibrations at exactly the right frequency. It won't break their shields, but it will make them work harder, drain their power faster. Death by 1,000 cuts, Maria said. Exactly, Emma smiled. The crew practiced unusual tactics. Instead of direct attacks, they learned to fight like ancient hunters. Use the environment. Create distractions. Attack from unexpected angles. Remember, Sam told them, we're not stronger. We're not more advanced. But we are human. That means we adapt. We improvise. We find ways to win that nobody expects. 2 days passed quickly. The Defiance was ready. The crew was tired but determined. They knew the aliens expected an easy victory. They knew most of humanity expected them to lose. Jake Martinez called from Earth. His face appeared on the screen in Sam's ready room. How's the preparation going? We're ready, General. The aliens are already celebrating, Jake said. They've invited diplomatic teams from other worlds to watch. They want to show everyone how primitive humans are. Sam's jaw tightened. More witnesses to their surprise. Then, Jake smiled. That's what we're counting on. Good luck, Captain. Show them what humans can do. That night, Sam gathered his crew in the mess hall. They sat together, sharing coffee and stories. Tomorrow, they would face technology centuries ahead of their own. I won't lie to you, Sam said. The odds are against us. Their ship is faster, stronger, better armed. Their shields can stop almost anything. He looked at each face, but they've never fought humans before. They've never faced someone who had to fight for survival every day. Earth shaped us, made us creative, made us stubborn. Maria raised her coffee mug. To being stubborn. To being human, Paul added. They all raised their mugs together. Tomorrow, they would show the galaxy something new. Not the strongest weapons or the best shields. They would show them human determination. The Defiance left dock at midnight. It moved toward the asteroid field, toward the waiting alien ship. The crew took their positions. Systems powered up. Weapons charged. In his captain's chair, Sam watched the stars. Somewhere out there, the Supremacy's pride waited, its crew certain of victory. "They want to teach us about real weapons," Sam said quietly. "Time for our lesson instead." The ship flew on through the darkness. The demonstration was only hours away. The asteroid field beyond Mars stretched for millions of kilometers. Huge rocks tumbled slowly through space, some the size of mountains, others small as houses. The Defiance moved carefully between them, engines quiet. Captain Cooper sat in his command chair, watching the main screen. Contact in 5 minutes. The alien observation ships had already arrived. 12 vessels from different worlds formed a wide circle around the combat zone. They came to watch the humans learn humility. Supremacy's pride on scope, Lieutenant Kim reported from sensors. "They're not even trying to hide." The alien patrol ship floated in open space, away from the asteroids. Its hull gleamed silver and gold. Energy shields shimmered around it like a soap bubble. It was half the size of the Defiance, but radiated confidence. A message came through. Commander Vector's face appeared on screen. "Ah, humans, you actually came. We thought you might find an excuse to cancel." "We're here," Sam replied evenly. "Ready when you are." "Excellent. Standard rules. Weapons at training power. Combat stops when shields fail or ship is disabled. Don't worry, our medical teams are standing by." The insult was clear. They expected humans to need medical help. "Understood," Sam said, beginning engagement. He cut the connection and turned to his crew. "Battle stations. Let's show them what humans can do." The Defiance fired first. Standard railgun rounds shot toward the alien ship. As expected, they hit the shields and vanished in small flashes of light. The Supremacy's pride didn't even move. "Their shields absorbed everything," Maria reported. "No effect." More laughter came through the communications. The observer ships recorded everything, broadcasting to their home worlds. "See the primitive humans fail." "Phase 2, Sam ordered. The Defiance launched missiles. They exploded against the alien shields in bright fireworks. Still no effect. The alien ship sat perfectly still, not bothering to dodge. "Pitiful," came Vector's voice. "Is this your best? Shall we return fire to end this embarrassment?" "Not yet," Sam said to his crew. "Ryan, execute pattern alpha." The Defiance began moving differently. Instead of direct attacks, it started using the asteroids. The ship disappeared behind a large rock, emerged from another side, fired, and vanished again. "What are you doing?" Vector sounded puzzled. "Stop hiding. Face us properly." But Sam's crew continued. They fired modified rounds that exploded near asteroids, not the alien ship. Rocks shattered into clouds of debris. Soon, a haze of particles filled the space between the ships. "Maria, special weapons," Sam ordered. The modified railguns fired. Thousands of tiny projectiles spread out like a net. Each piece was too small to trigger the shield's main defense, but together they created problems. The alien shields had to work harder, calculating responses to multiple threats. Their shield power increased by 2%, sensors reported. Now 3%. Paul started the next phase. The Defiance's engines fired at full power near a large asteroid. The heat turned rock surfaces into gas and plasma. The ship used its deflector systems to direct this superhot matter toward the alien vessel. "What are you doing?" Vector demanded. "This is chaos. Fight properly." But chaos was the plan. The human ship created more debris clouds, more plasma streams, more tiny projectiles. The alien shields, designed for clean energy battles, struggled with the messy, multi-directional assault. "Their shields are fluctuating," Kate reported. "The pattern is breaking down." Emma's special warheads launched. They burst near the alien ship, releasing waves tuned to the shield frequency. Not enough to break through, but enough to interfere. Like static on a radio, they made the shields work inefficiently. Shields at 85% efficiency. Sensors showed 80%, 75%. For the first time, the Supremacy's pride moved. It tried to escape the cloud of debris and interference, but the Defiance had learned the battlefield. Every move the alien ship made, the humans had prepared for. Impossible, Vector transmitted. Our shields are rated for fleet battles. How are primitive weapons affecting them? Sam smiled grimly. Lesson 1. Never underestimate human creativity. The battle had just begun, and already the galaxy was learning something new about humanity. The space around the two ships had become a storm of debris and energy. The Supremacy's pride spun and dodged, no longer sitting still with arrogant confidence. Its golden hull flashed as shields strained against the constant assault. Inside the alien ship, warning lights blinked across control panels. Commander Vector's many arms moved frantically over controls. Increase power to forward shields. Compensate for the interference. Commander, the shield matrix is overheating, a crew member reported. These attacks don't match any known patterns. Impossible. We've faced the galaxy's best weapons. These are just primitive projectiles. But the numbers didn't lie. Shield efficiency dropped to 60%, then 50%. The perfect defense that had protected alien ships for thousands of years was failing against human chaos. On the Defiance, Captain Cooper watched the tactical display. Phase 3. Time for the swarm. Maria activated the new weapon system. The ship's cargo bays opened. Thousands of small drones poured out, each no bigger than a basketball. They spread out like angry bees. What is this? Vector's voice cracked with stress. These aren't in any weapons database. The drones were simple. Each carried a small explosive and basic guidance. Individually, they were harmless. But together, they were overwhelming. They approached from every angle. Too many to track, too small to efficiently target. The alien shields tried to adapt. Energy barriers flashed and pulsed, struggling to stop each tiny threat. But it was like trying to stop rain with a tennis racket. Some always got through. Small explosions dotted the alien hull. No real damage yet, but the psychological effect was clear. The untouchable ship was being touched. Ryan, execute pattern Delta, Sam ordered. The Defiance used its engines to push a massive asteroid toward the alien ship. Not to hit it, that would be too simple. Instead, the human ship fired specialized rounds into the rock. The asteroid cracked and split into hundreds of pieces, all tumbling toward the Supremacy's pride. They're insane, Vector muttered. This isn't combat, it's madness. But it was calculated madness. Each piece of rock was tracked by the Defiance's computers. Some were heated to plasma. Others carried small explosive charges. All arrived at slightly different times, forcing the alien shields to constantly recalculate. Shield power at 40%. The alien tactical officer reported. 35. Commander, we need to retreat. No. Vector's pride wouldn't allow it. Activate emergency protocols. Full power to weapons. We'll show them real firepower. The Supremacy's pride finally fired back. Purple energy beams lanced out toward the Defiance, but the human ship was already moving, using the asteroid field like a maze. Beams hit rocks instead of the ship, creating more debris, more chaos. Paul pushed the engines harder. Captain, on redirecting exhaust through the debris field, creating a particle screen. The space between the ships filled with glowing gas and metal particles. The alien sensors, designed for clean space combat, struggled to see through the haze. Their targeting systems failed to lock on. I can't get a clear shot. The alien weapons officer complained. There's too much interference. Kate monitored communications from the observer ships. Captain, the other aliens are talking. They can't believe what they're seeing. Shield efficiency at 25%, Maria reported. Their power systems are overloading. Sam leaned forward. All weapons, concentrated fire. Target their shield generators. Every human weapon fired at once. Railguns, missiles, plasma streams, and the special frequency warheads, all focused on one spot. The alien shields, already strained, finally reached their limit. Blue lightning crackled across the Supremacy's pride. Shield generators overloaded. The perfect defensive bubble that had protected the ship flickered and died. Shields down. Multiple voices reported at once. Silence filled the communication channels. The observer ships stopped their chatter. The impossible had happened. A primitive human ship had defeated advanced alien defenses. Simulation complete, Sam announced calmly. I believe that concludes our demonstration. The galaxy watched as the defenseless alien ship floated in space, surrounded by the chaos of human creativity. The silence stretched across space. Observer ships floated motionless, their crews unable to process what they had witnessed. The Supremacy's pride drifted powerless, its famous shields completely down. Commander Vector stared at his dead shield displays. His many arms hung limp with shock. This is impossible. Run diagnostics. The systems must be malfunctioning. No malfunction, Commander, his tactical officer replied quietly. The shields are gone, completely overloaded. On the Defiance, Captain Cooper kept his expression neutral. Inside, his heart raced with triumph. Supremacy's pride, do you require assistance? More silence. Then Vector's strained voice. Negative. Stand down your weapons. The exercise is complete. The observer ships began transmitting frantically. Messages flew between them in multiple languages. The universal translators caught fragments. Unprecedented, impossible outcome. Primitive weapons succeeded. Ambassador Zixtar's ship moved closer. The crystal being's voice came through all channels. Attention all vessels. We require immediate analysis. How did this happen? Captain Nexera responded from another ship. The humans didn't fight like civilized beings. They used chaos, disorder, multiple attack vectors that our shields couldn't categorize. Debris as weapons, another voice added. Environmental manipulation, swarm tactics. Nothing in our databases prepared us for this. Inside the Defiance, Maria turned to her captain. They're scared. They don't understand what just happened. San nodded. Good. Let them think about it. The human ship received an urgent message from Earth. Admiral Chen's face appeared, trying to hide her excitement. Captain Cooper, the entire Galactic Council is demanding explanations. You've done something they thought impossible. We fought like humans. Admiral, that's all. Back on the crippled alien ship, Vector's crew worked frantically to restore their shields. But the generators were completely burned out, fried by the chaotic assault they couldn't handle. Commander, the chief engineer reported, the shield matrix needs full replacement. The resonance weapons the humans used, they found frequencies we didn't know existed. Vector's skin color changed from gray-green to pale blue, a sign of deep distress. Thousands of years of shield development, defeated by rocks and small explosives. The engineering officer hesitated. Sir, it wasn't just rocks. It was the way they used them. Unpredictable patterns. Constant adaptation. Our shields are designed for energy weapons and standard projectiles. Not whatever this was. A new message came through from Ambassador Zixtar. Captain Cooper, we must discuss your tactics. The Council needs to understand how you achieved this result. Sam activated the communication screen. The ambassador's crystal form seemed dimmer somehow, less arrogant. Ambassador, I believe you called our weapons primitive toys. That assessment was premature, Zixtar admitted. Your approach to combat is unlike anything in our records. Because you've never fought humans before, Sam replied. We don't have your advanced technology. So we learn to use everything around us. Turn weaknesses into strengths. Find solutions nobody expects. Captain Nexera joined the communication. Your weapons are still primitive, but your tactics. The blue-skinned alien paused. We have no defense against such chaos. Not chaos, Sam corrected. Creativity. Adaptation. Human nature. The implications began to sink in across the observer fleet. If humans could defeat advanced shields with simple weapons and clever tactics, what else could they do? What other assumptions about primitive species were wrong? Dr. Rodriguez's voice came through from Earth. Captain, I'm receiving requests from every major galactic power. They all want to study our chaotic warfare techniques. In the conference room on Space Station Unity, General Martinez watched the feeds with satisfaction. They thought technology was everything. Now they're learning that the mind behind the weapon matters more. The galaxy had just witnessed something that would change everything. The primitive humans, with their simple projectile weapons and basic technology, had defeated one of the most advanced defensive systems ever created. And they had done it by being exactly what they were, human. 2 days later, Space Station Unity hosted the largest diplomatic gathering in human history. Representatives from every observer world had requested immediate meetings. The same conference room where aliens had mocked human weapons now buzzed with different energy. Ambassador Zixstar entered first, but the crystal being moved differently now. No floating superiority. It walked carefully, studying the human guards with new respect. The guards still carried their primitive projectile weapons, but nobody laughed now. Admiral Chen and General Martinez waited at the conference table. They kept their faces neutral, but their eyes showed quiet satisfaction. The game had changed completely. Admiral Chen. Zixstar began formally. On behalf of the Galactic Council, I must apologize. Our assessment of humanity was flawed. More aliens entered. Commander Vector's many arms stayed close to its body, no longer waving dismissively. Captain Nexera nodded respectfully to the human leaders. Other species representatives followed, all showing careful politeness. No apology needed, Lisa replied. We understand. Technology usually determines military strength. But not always, Zixstar admitted. Your demonstration taught us something vital. We've relied on our shields and weapons for so long, we forgot how to think creatively in battle. General Martinez leaned forward. Your technology is impressive, but you've been fighting the same way for thousands of years. That makes you predictable. Vector spoke up, its voice humble now. The Galactic Council formally requests military exchange programs. We need to learn your unconventional approaches. Chaos warfare, Nexera added. That's what our analysts are calling it, though your captain correctly called it creativity. Dr. Rodriguez entered with a datapad. I've prepared initial documentation on human tactical thinking, but I should warn you, it's not really about the weapons. It's about perspective. Explain, Zixstar requested. You see warfare as technology versus technology. We see it as mind versus mind. Technology is just a tool. The human brain is the real weapon. The aliens exchanged glances. This was completely foreign to their thinking. For millennia, they had solved problems by building better technology. Humans solved problems by thinking differently. The Vorthan fleet formally requests alliance status with Earth, Vector announced. We would prefer to have humans as allies rather than potential enemies. The Nexari Dominion seconds this request, Nexera added quickly. Your tactical innovations could benefit the entire galaxy. More requests followed. Trade agreements, technology exchanges, military partnerships. The same beings who had dismissed humans as primitives now competed for their attention. Lisa held up a hand. We're honored by these offers, but humanity has conditions. The room went quiet. We'll share our knowledge, she continued, but we won't be junior partners. Earth enters the galactic community as equals. Our primitive weapons have proven their worth. Agreed, Zixstar said immediately. The Council offers full membership status, equal voice in all decisions. Jake smiled. We also keep our own defense systems. No pressure to abandon projectile weapons for energy weapons. The aliens agreed to every condition. They had learned their lesson about underestimating humans. Later, Captain Cooper stood on the observation deck with his crew. Earth turned slowly below them, blue and beautiful. Ships from dozen worlds now orbited peacefully alongside human vessels. "What happens now, Captain?" Maria asked. "Now we teach them," Sam replied. "Not just tactics. We teach them to question assumptions, to think creatively, to never dismiss something just because it looks simple." Paul chuckled. "From primitive species to military consultants in one day. Not bad." "We didn't change," Kate observed. "We just showed them who we always were." In the conference room, Six-Star made one final statement. "This encounter has taught the galaxy an important lesson. Technological superiority means nothing without the wisdom to use it properly. Humanity brings something we had lost, innovation born from limitation. The age of human isolation was over. Earth took its place among the stars, respected not for having the best weapons, but for having the best minds. The galaxy would never be the same. The primitive weapons still seemed simple, but now everyone knew, in human hands, even sticks and stones could change the universe."